Oh. Hi guys, I'm Dean and yeah, Happy New Year. Blwyddyn newydd dda. Welcome back to another edition of the Inebriologist. Yeah, so this week is this is the first beer I'm going to have of 2020. Another year goes by. Maybe at some point in the future I'll do a best of 2019 or something like that. I could have done that maybe over Christmas time, but it was so busy I didn't have any time. Yeah, so this week, looking forward to this one for quite some time. Never had this beer before, so I'm quite optimistic of how it's going to taste. But again, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, you should really sort of be quite impartial to, you know, what you're going to try anyway, and keep an open mind about, you know, the different flavours and that sort of thing. But yeah, the beer I'm going to try this week is if it can zoom in properly. Yeah, so it's the Fuller's Imperial Stout. I've never had this beer before, as I said. It's limited edition. It says limited edition on the box, but usually I think what happens is the Fullers tend to release one big batch of it, I think, in the year, and then that's it. They don't do any more for a while, you know. It's just strange for Fullers to do some sort of Imperial Stout. You know, usually with Fullers, you know, they're a pretty big brewery. They tend to do very sort of safe beers, or, you know, beer for the masses type thing. Is they're up there with Marston's and Shepherd and Neame when it comes to doing those type of beers, you know. So I gotta say, I have got a bit of a thing for the Fuller's ESB, because it is a classic beer, and I've had that before countless times, and yeah, it still tastes great from when I've had it before. I don't think they've changed the recipe that much over the years anyway, but yeah, it's just great to see Fuller's doing something maybe a little bit more special in their core range, or something a little bit more sort of adventurous. So yeah, as you can see, it's comes in a presentation box. There's not much sort of like information on the back there. It's just the usual, yeah, it's just the usual stuff it'll say on the back. It's bottle conditioned, limited edition. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the ABV on it. Yeah, 10.7% ABV. Yeah, it's quite a strong beer. Well, considering it's a Fuller's beer, it is a very strong beer for Fuller's. Time to get it out of the box, have a quick look to see. I'm guessing the if I can get it out of the box. Oh Jesus! Right, quite a plain looking box on the inside. Oh, that's quite nice actually. So it's a variation on their sort of presentation box that they've got. Only took me 3 minutes for this to focus in properly. But yeah, it's a slight variation on that presentation box. So it's the Fuller's Imperial Stout, sort of a nice sort of design label type thing. As you can see there, it's got like that sort of little paper. It's not focusing in properly, but yeah, you can see where there they've put like a little like paper slip on the top there, or paper, that, you know, little paper thing to cover the bottle cap. But yeah, I quite like little finishing touches like that on beer bottles. You know, I know it's something small, but it's yeah, I quite like that. It's a 500ml bottle as well, so it's 10.7% for a 500ml bottle, which is pretty good. I think it's relatively expensive. I think when I bought it at the time, I got it from, I think it was Waitrose, I think it was. It was around £6 or £7 or something like that. But yeah, can't wait to try it. I'd like also to mention that you know, again, I'm a bit of a glass fiend, so yeah, I do like to use my Distrus Teku glass, and it's perfect for those sort of Imperial Stouts. So yeah, I'm going to use that, which should be good. So time to get into a glass and see what we've got. So here we go. Yeah, so as you can see there, it is yeah, completely jet black. There was Quite a bit of the carbonation there coming up as well, but it seems that the head-on is dissipating really, really quickly. Yeah, that's the one thing with these beers as well, especially I've left this for a good few weeks just to leave it sort of settle in a sort of cool, dark place, you know, and yeah, I wasn't too sure if it would have gone mad with the carbonation on there, but yeah, it's alright actually, it's not too bad. As I said, it's completely jet black. There's a slightly sort of tan coloured head to it, which is quite nice. There's nothing much to say really with the colour of it. As I said before, you know, when I've done other sort of really dark stouts, you know, yeah, you can't see anything else through that. It's such a dark beer. Time to maybe have a bit of a smell on it, see what we've got. See, for me, I'm not really getting a great deal on that. You know, again, this is a beer which is 10.7%, and you'd think at least you could smell the alcohol on it, but it literally, I can't smell a lot of alcohol in that at all. It's very minimal. Yeah, I can just smell sort of like roasted coffee, chocolate, a bit of licorice, but that's pretty much it, you know. Usually with these sort of imperial stouts, which are, you know, going 10% and beyond, they tend to be, you know, they have such a big aroma on it, but yeah, there's hardly anything on this one. It's what you'd expect from an imperial stout, to smell like chocolate and roast coffee and licorice and that sort of thing, but there's not a great deal of it. I can smell it a little bit for like a second, and then it just goes, completely goes. I've heard good things with this beer, so time to dive in and have a bit of a taste. So yeah, so Happy New Year to you all anyway. Cheers. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, dear me. There's definitely an alcohol burn on that. There's nothing on the smell, as I said, but oh god, yeah, going right down. It's goes right down. It warms straight down and, well, burns the back of the throat. The reason why I was making stupid faces earlier is because that is ridiculously sweet. I didn't expect it to be sort of so sweet anyway, because sometimes, again, when you can smell a beer, you know, you can smell if it is going to be quite sweet, but there was no indication of it going to be sweet at all. But yeah, first thing I could taste, bam, sugar. It's like Lyle's golden syrup has just been poured down your throat, which I don't mind, you know, to be honest, but in small quantities. But I did take a big gulp of that. As I said, massive sort of sweetness on it. I'm gonna have to have another taste because I can't remember where. I can taste all the bitterness and, you know, the lasting bitterness at the end, but I need to have another gulp just to reacquaint. Yeah, it's definitely chocolate in there. There's a big sort of chocolate bitterness at the end, which I quite like actually, and lots of espresso coffee. Tastes like you've had a couple of double espressos with some chocolate chucked in for good measure. This beer, apparently, it's meant to have sort of tastes of like a Turkish delight. What's this say on the back? So yeah, it's enhanced for the inclusion of rosebuds, lending a hint of Turkish delight flavour to the beer. So yeah, I can't taste a great deal of Turkish delight in that, you know, or even, you know, like, well, rosebuds is what has that flavour of like Turkish delight. I can't really taste a great deal of that. See, to me, that's full-on roasted coffee or espresso, really strong espresso coffee, chocolate. Yeah, it's just massive bitterness at the back. It's like that really dark chocolate, like 70% cocoa type chocolate, you know, they use for cooking. And slightly, do I dare say this, but it is slightly has that sort of vinegary quality to it. It's like it's, well, not vinegary, sorry, that's the wrong thing to sort of describe it with, but maybe slightly acidic quality to it. It's alright, it's not too bad for what it is, but yeah, I think, you know, I've had other Imperial Stouts before and they've had a more sort of lasting finish on it. The body on this as well is quite sticky, and I'd probably say it is a full-bodied beer because it is quite sort of cloying around the mouth, you know, so when you do taste it, it does coat the inside of the mouth. Not too bad as far as an Imperial Stout goes, but it's not the best one, obviously, that I've had. For me, you know, this beer is just too sweet. It needs the balance of other flavours in there. Yeah, so a little bit disappointing start of the year, but nevertheless, it's it's not too bad. Yeah, so the score I'm going to give this beer this week, considering, you know, it's not too bad, as I said, you know, it is way too sweet. It needs the balance of other flavours in there and everything. So yeah, so the score I'm going to give it is a 3.5 out of 5. You know, it's not a bad score. It could have been a lot more fuller in flavour. It needed other flavours in there as well. I can't really taste any of that Turkish Delight or sort of rosebud flavour. It's worth trying it if you do manage to find it in the shops or whatever, you know. But for me, yeah, it hasn't really sort of hit the mark when it comes to Imperial Stouts anyway. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe for more beer videos, and I shall see you very soon. Iechyd.